the way that we did this was usually what happens is on a launch is you create some hype around the program. So no matter what channel you're using, you can use social media, you can use email, you can use a podcast, you can use a blog. It depends on who you are and what you're about. The majority of people in this they were influencers. They were big influencers with big followings, right? So they have a warm audience, right? A warm audience is somebody that knows you already, somebody that has already consumed some of your content. For example, if somebody's already listened to my podcast, then you would be considered a warmer lead than somebody that has never heard of me before, which would be a cold lead. And the whole idea here is that we started off where we created a funnel and we called it like the VIP funnel, where it was a VIP wait list. And what we did was we drove traffic to people to sign up for our wait list. And when we did that, someone would sign up, and then on the thank you page, what we did was they qualified for an exclusive Facebook group. And when they would sign up, the thank you page would have a link, and then they would click and register for a Facebook group that we created that was private, that was specifically for just this program. So what we were doing was we were getting them into a place where we can have connections, open the pipes, be able to communicate with them. And you want to have as many touch points as possible, right? So when they sign up, you get their name and their email. If they want to give you their phone number and they opt in to either A, get a phone call, or B, SMS text message, that's another way to touch these people. And then there's the Facebook group, Facebook Messenger. Those were other ways that we were connecting with them. And, if they're following you or, listening to your podcast or reading your blogs or watching your videos on YouTube, those are other ways that you can connect with them. But that isn't in your control because they have to come and look for it, right? Versus you being able to reach out to them. So we were building up our list in the beginning so that we would then have a database of people that then when the day came on the 19th, we were going to send out emails. Okay, registration's open, sign up. We also got them into the Facebook group and we started to engage with them. One thing I'll say that, I think we started too early on the hype. I think we got people to sign up early, like the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. And the 27th was when this webinar was going live. And by that time, when you're signing up, people sign up for things and then they just don't, a majority of them they forget they signed up. They don't want to do it anymore. They just, whatever state of mind they were in at that moment. If I did it over again, I would wait a little longer before I started buying media and generating some leads. Or the other thing I'd say that I would do is I would do a better job of connecting with them immediately when they signed up. Meaning, someone signs up for the VIP waitlist, I have to get in touch with them somehow, some way, ASAP. Whether it's you triggering an email to them to get them to start consuming your content, getting them into a Facebook group and then welcoming them and Facebook messaging them to welcome them into your group and trying to make a connection with them to create that human aspect of that this is real and you're real and you start to create that relationship with them. I would do that sooner, and go harder at it and focus more on just trying to connect in some way or form with these people. Because what happened was a lot of people signed up, they joined the Facebook group, people engaged, for sure. But it wasn't as good as I would have liked. We also, during the hype period, which was really between like the 10th and the 18th, which was the days before this actually launched, where the registration was open. What we did there was we had our VIP funnel, and then it was called the Eric KBB, right? So very easy to remember, Eric KBB, Knowledge Broker Blueprint, KBB, right? So erickKBB.com. And then what we would do is we would change it as the time went on, but kept that same URL. And what we would do is we scheduled podcasts where we replayed the previous year's Tony and Dean webinar from the year before on the 13th, 14th, 17th, and 18th. So that was a Thursday, Friday, 13th and 14th. Then the weekend came, and then the 17th and 18th, and we broke it up into 4 parts. And then we had an intro and an outro. Intro meaning that we welcomed everybody, and we talked about what was going on and our bonuses that we were giving away when someone signed up. And we were directing them to the KBB.com. And then on the back end of it, doing the exact same thing with the concept of if people were listening to this over a period of time, that they would hear that and then they would go and type it in and register. And that we got some signups for that as well. So during the hype period, we had our VIP funnel, we had our podcast that we ran the 13th, 14th, 17th, 18th, and we had our Facebook group that we were running, which was all geared around the KBB. And I was engaging with these people inside of the group. And we were posting a little bit on my social channels with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Right. And we were sending some things out, just kind of like planting seeds that this is happening, creating some awareness, showing that you can get on the VIP wait list so that you can have first dibs and you won't miss out, and that you can be part of the chat, because the previous year, the internet broke. They couldn't handle it. The servers, they couldn't handle it. So, that was the messaging. We sent some emails. We got them to connect, through Facebook Messenger. So we were able to send out messages to connect with them from Facebook Messenger. And we also were able to communicate with them through sending out emails to them, to the leads. And we were also, communicating with them in the Facebook group. And, overall, I'd say from the hype perspective, it's good to, get the word out, but I wouldn't do it so soon next time. I would wait. I would wait. I just feel like most people, when they sign up, they're signing up for things and then they forget about it. And unless you have something prepared for them to engage with you and get going, what happens is they sign up and then by the time the date comes, they're just not into it as much. Or you're trying to get them first to register and then you're trying to get them to show up on the 27th.